Hey guys, this is Sean, also known to you as Kyosho. I am so excited to tell you guys about this game that's coming out. A remake of maybe my favorite game of all time. At least my favorite game series of all time. If any of you are fans of the kind of videos I do, this is right in line with that kind of stuff. Basically, Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers came out in '93, and it's a point-and-click adventure game, but it was different from a lot of other games that came out around the same time. It was completely dark and gritty and realistic, and had Hollywood voice actors, people like Mark Hamill and Michael Dorn and Leah Remini and lots of people. And this game was revolutionary in this, as far as I'm concerned. It changed how a lot of people think about adventure games and just games in general. Except the problem is, in recent years, a lot of people have never even heard of the series, and it's really sad. But it's being remade, completely rebuilt from scratch, but it's going to look a lot like the original. They're doing their best. Jane Jensen and her developers, I think is it Phoenix Online? I can't remember. But they're remaking, pretty much redoing the art for and everything for every location in the game. They had to get some new voice actors. Oh, I forgot Tim Curry. How did I forget Tim Curry when I was listing the voice actors? They had to get new. They had to re-record the audio because they couldn't get the old audio from the original game, and I'm okay with that. To be honest, they're doing it through a voice acting studio, a voice recording studio that is well known for doing games like The Walking Dead. And to be honest, it's going to be a good thing, because the original game, even though it had these, in my opinion, big name voice actors, or rather actors, they weren't, voice actors. Aside from maybe Tim Curry, he's done so many voices over the years. But I mean, they were good names to have, and some of them were really good, but there were others that kind of fell a little flat in their performance, because doing voice acting is really different from regular acting. You can't emote with your body or your face or anything like that, so I'm not worried about the voice acting being different actors. I think it'll improve, actually, the acting in the game. Because, like I said, voice acting is a totally different thing. So I'm not worried about that. I know some fans are worried about that, but I'm not. But I am so excited for this game. You guys have no idea. If this game does well, there is a chance that Jane Jensen and Pinkerton Road will be able to do Gabriel Knight 4. Now, that is the holy grail for pretty much all the fans of the series. I mean, the end of Gabriel Knight 3 was such a cliffhanger, but also just heart-wrenching, and I don't want to tell you what it was because it'll spoil it, and I would really like you guys to play the series. You can get the series on GOG.com for pretty cheap. I got it in a sale not that long ago, even though I own every one of the games already. But I got it in a sale for, I don't even know how much, maybe $5 for all 3 games. I don't know. But you need to play these games. They're so good. And the wait for Gabriel Knight 4, which I've been wanting, and the rest of the fans have been wanting for years and years, this means it could eventually happen. And for anyone that's been wanting, like, say, Half-Life 3, or if you were a Harry Potter fan and had that really difficult wait between the books being published, or anything like that, imagine that excitement and that anguish waiting and multiply it by 1,000,000. And that is how I feel about Gabriel Knight 4. And I was a big fan of Harry Potter, and I really want Half-Life 3, but I want this even more. So this game needs to do really well. So if you are even mildly interested in playing this series, of course you can buy it on GOG and get the originals, and I suggest you do that. But when this game comes out, which will be next year, the middle of 2014, please buy it. We need this game to do well. Even if it doesn't mean Gabriel Knight 4 will be made, which would be sad, but if it doesn't, it still needs to do well, because it would be good for Pinkerton Road Studios and Jane Jensen and Robert Holmes. I can't stress this enough, how important this is to me, so I hope you guys will, vote with your dollars when this comes out. And even if you've got the spare money, do it for me, guys. So there's another game that they're working on as well right now called Mobius. I'm not sure when it's coming out exactly, later this year. I think she said December or January next year. I'm really excited for that as well. And you guys should look for that and buy that if you can as well. It should be really good. Like, seriously, guys, the writing that they do, that Jane Jensen does, and the music that her husband Robert Holmes does, is so good. You have to get these games. Yes, they're adventure games. Yes, they're point-and-click games. But the story and the immersion, the characters, everything is so good, you have to get them. Please do it for me and yourself. You'll thank me later. Trust me. Bye, guys.